Every trip to the cabin starts with a little repair from coming home from the last trip. This one was no different. I almost didn't catch it, but I'm glad I did. My brother and I built this trailer in the late 90s, and it's been all over the state. And when I say all over the state, it's been from the top to the bottom and back up again. Things break once in a while. It's to be expected at this point. Because we knew we wouldn't be out for a while, we hired the guy in the middle in the glasses to do some work for us. We wanted him to do sanding on the logs and get everything ready so we could put some coating on it when we got back there. He lives out there full time, so this wasn't a bad deal for either of us. He got the logs sanded, mostly, and we were able to make it out after breakup and finish the rest of it up and got our log stain on. It was sanded with a 4-inch disc sander with some flapper disc, and it did a pretty good job. It took the old material off and left the face open so it could accept the stain really nice. This was also the last chance I had to get the measurements for the top 2 windows set and off to the manufacturer so he could build them for us. So we scratched down the rough openings and off to the manufacturer they went. They turned out beautiful.
Hey, it's about 11:30. We're heading back from a really great time at the property. I'm just going to do a little bit of video and show the water that we're going through and how bad the melt is. So hope you enjoy it.
The trail was incredibly soft and I crossed a lot of water. Not much of it was very open, but it was tough to do on a short track with a loaded sled, but really fun. It was nice going through the shaded portion of the trees. That was the best part of the trail. The trail really went garbage when we got out in the open areas of these swamps and lakes. Fell through a couple times, but nothing that stopped me from getting home. It was like recess for me going out there, but you have to remember this trail system is used by some world-class dog mushers, and everything we mess up on the trail transfers over to a lack of training for those dogs. So there's a fine line of being respectful and having a little fun. This crossing here is called Dugan Creek. As you can see, somebody broke through it, and I wasn't going to be the second person to do it that day. We tap birch trees at my place in the springtime. It helps with my daughter's allergies, and it's delicious. So we drink that water until it stops running, and then move on to new projects. We used to tap a bunch of trees, now we only tap about 2 or 3. That amount seems to be just about perfect for our family and what we can drink and what we can use up. We'll drink it for my daughter's allergies, and then we'll make ice cubes out of it for a nice winter treat. After the trees are tapped and the birch water's flowing, it's down to Valdez to do some shrimping. This is always a nice part of springtime, and it sure does help the freezer out. And I gotta tell you, if you've never had fresh Prince William Sound shrimp, you don't know what you're missing. Little bit of a shout out to my friends. North Star Fab works for all your fabrication needs in the interior and all over Alaska. And then who could do without some permafrost beards? Keep your face jacket on. We finished that trip with a nice little halibut. We split it up even between us and ate fine all summer long. With summer in full swing, it was time to do a shakedown cruise on the boat. Nice little river near our place is always a perfect place to do it, and in the end, we can sit back, kick back, and relax back on a beach not too far from my house. Doesn't get better than that. Not a bad view at all. Well, back to the cabin. Loaded the family up and we took off. The ride wipes that kid out. But then once we get on the river, everybody's excited and ready to go. Well, except Dugan. I've said it a dozen times, you can't do this without friends. So, that being said, a friend of ours loaned us his four-wheeler and his canoe and helped us freight all of our gear from one side of the river to where our cabin's at. Took a few trips, we eventually got it, everybody stayed dry, nobody drowned. So, 2 thumbs up. These are a couple pictures of the layout we did with the door. We did it in the springtime on the trip prior to that, so when we got into good warm temperatures like we are now, we were able to go right into doweling and gluing the door.
Not your clothes whips.
I've learned a lot of patience from having her help me on these projects. In the end, she'll be able to look and say, yeah, that door, I helped build that. Oh yeah, those logs, I was there the first time we put oil on
Come
them.
on, you're getting sloppy now.
Sorry.
Well, for Christ's sake, you're getting sloppy. What would Harry Elton say? Huh?
I don't know.
Well, he wouldn't be happy with how much glue you're slopping on there. I'll get that last one because arms are just a little longer. Now, here's the good one. We're gonna get the paintbrush. That paintbrush right there. Smooth it out.
Alright. I'll just start over here.
Good idea.
So I get to spread out glue.
That's
Okay.
part of the partner's deal. Both edges, all edges.
Alright.
Come on now. Good, good, good. Keep going. Come on, move on down.
Alright. You said all edges, so I'm getting all edges.
I know you are. Come on, glue's drying.
Dowels sounds like towels.
It does. It's spelt exactly the same way except for a D.
Mm-hmm.
You need more glue?
No.
We're missing the edge here. I guess if you want wind blowing through in a cold winter's night, you're doing good. Is that what you want?
No.
Okay, come on, let's go, let's go.
Great.
Good
I'm
job,
doing it
Picasso.
as fast as I can.
You need me to help you get that bottom part?
Got got it. Oh, look at that, I got it.
You're doing great.
Thanks. Oops.
It's all right.
Just a little glow in your shirt.
That's why it's a work shirt.
And the last dowel.
Get this part.
I know.
Okay. Give us let me get this part right here.
Oh, what? Wait.
Okay, real quick going down. Real quick and real hard.
Okay.
Real quick.
All right. I'm doing it the best I can.
Okay, you ready?
Almost.
All right. Okay, step back. I think we're lining up too good here. What? I need it.
Oh, these holes were perfectly
Okay,
good.
go right down the hole.
These holes were perfectly done.
We'll see. Okay. You're good. It's fine.
I'm trying to do this carefully.
You're doing
with the camera, but
perfect.
my hands are shaking.
Don't worry about it. You're doing perfect.
Thanks.
Man, it seems like all we did that weekend was sand. There was always something to straighten out, sand, smooth, or plain. Once we were done with the sanding, it was time to blow all the extra dust off so we could get the log oil on. We used one of those self-contained pressurized garden insecticide sprayers to apply the log oil. If we filtered it really well, it worked really well, and the cleaning was minimal. I think we went through 2 of them over the course of a couple weeks of doing this. The cabin's a 14 by 16 and it took about 10 gallons, inside and out. I wish now that we would have went to a water-based log oil on the inside so we didn't have to deal with fumes or anything. In no way are the fumes bad, I just wish now we would have went with something water-soluble instead. As I'm editing these videos, it's nice to look back and see that Killian has had a hand in every single aspect of this cabin. There's not a lot of kids today that can say that, and I'm awful proud of both of my daughters for being a part of this with me. The front end of the cabin was the very last to do. No matter what you do, or no matter how hard you try, some of that log oil gets on where you're going to walk, and eventually you're going to drag it inside. So, it was the last thing we did. We had a little bit left over, and so we did Killian's bookshelf. Got ready to put it out of the weather and up top.
braces. You're not supposed to eat corn when you have braces.
And corn is exactly what we had that night, along with a few delicious moose burgers over the open fire. Sometimes meals up there, I gotta tell you, it's pretty tough to beat.
Hey, Killy. Do you have any idea what time it is? Take a guess.
6:30 in the morning.
It's 6:30 in the morning, you think?
Yeah.
What in the heck are you doing with your colors?
Putting them in a pattern.
What pattern?
Black, red, black, green.
Copy.
It's working. See? Each of them are catching fire one at a time. Doesn't it look weird?
Hey, just so you know, it's 11:40 at night.
Cool.
Is that cooler than 6:30 in the morning? Oh.
I'd like to stay up till 8. Hi, Dad.
And just because you can, why shouldn't you let a kid go canoeing at midnight? Well, we got a lot accomplished that trip. Sure was nice. Got a little bit of oil on the logs, and everybody had a good time. I think that's the end of the game, or at least the name of it anyways. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the river.